look at another video here. And here you're about to see 4 different champions. First one is sorry. First one is Alistar. This is the enemy AI. And this one is the Israel AI. It's both enemies. And please see how they move, especially those with like how low their health bar goes.
Ursula, guide me.
I think we just played it again.
Ursula, guide me.
So for this AI here, do you think they are really AI? Yes. The player cannot control them, and they collect information available to the players, and it also performs the same actions players who play under the same circumstances. Alright, now after you understand how a real AI really looks or really works, let's talk about the architecture. The one on the right side is a visual model of how the AI works in League of Legends. It's composed of 2 layers, navigation and micromanagement. The navigation search for the best points, taking account of the terrain, the tower, the minions, and also the positions of the champions. And micromanagement use sensors to perceive the enemy and the ally unit's movement. First, we're going to talk about the navigation layer, which is the inference maps. What is an inference map? Basically, the environment is decomposed in a grid, and each feature puts points of influence in the cells where they are positioned. The influence is then spread using a proper algorithm, like Gaussian blur or the occlusion algorithm. And second, we will perform feature analysis by dividing the game map into chunks and try to perform some kind of feature analysis in these chunks. Third one, it has 2 variables, spread and momentum. Spread controls how far the value can reach, and momentum controls the amount of time through which the information continues on the map. Deeper analysis will include some math doing and equations, and now I'm gonna give you an example of enemy towers. The enemy towers has certain preference of choosing the targets. First is the ally hero attacking the enemy heroes, then the minions, followed by the ally hero. Once the tower selects a target, it will not change unless the target is dead. And the state of tower is either idle or aggressive. Aggressive is when a target comes into its range. So when you are doing the equations, you have to consider first the state of the tower, and second, the distance toward the towers, the minions, other champions, and also there's a possibility that the hero can escape into a tower range with very low health points. In that circumstances, you have to calculate it, how much potential damage the tower can deal, and we call it a risky play. So basically, the equation will look like this. And it's similar with the calculation with minions. The attack type of the champions will also affect the degree of influence. For example, there are 3 different types of champions: the melee, the ranged, and also the spell-based champions. So we collect real-time information about the spellcast time, the attack time, so the information can be compiled into the knowledge-based database. And combining all the influence layers, the model will look like this. It's an example showing enemy towers feature. The red area here means more desirable positions for the champion, and the blue one means the less desirable positions. In the right figure, as you can see, by adding up the degree of the desirable position, you'll see a local maximum area here. But actually, it is the wrong area. The correct algorithm is do this by maximizing the most desirable place. So it should be shown like the figure on the left. Right, now let us talk about micromanagement. Target selection. Target selection is an essential part of tactical behavior to choose the right target to attack. It also decides whether the AI needs to collect money from killing the minions or to fight. Collect money from minions is called farming. And also, the AI will try to target the most dangerous enemy based on the analysis of the potential damage dealt by the enemy. Next one is outworking and kiting. Hit and run, the first one means kiting. Usually happens when the champion's attack range is larger than the enemy. And they often perform this technique to kill the enemy with a safe distance. Outworker is responsible to inform when it's possible to attack or to move. The outworker itself calculates when it's possible to attack or when to walk away based on the attack animation, attack range, and the spell cooldowns. However, these two are not performing any kind of tactical analysis. It's just doing algorithms and maths. So it is basically how to build an AI architecture model in League of Legends. Now you can compare the two videos I just played and understand the difference. And now I want to talk about strengths and limits of AI in League of Legends. Although the AI in League of Legends are really smart, it has a long way to achieve greatness. Take Dota 2, for example. The AI in Dota 2 has doing very successfully in this area. It collects game records to perform quantitative analysis. And it also creates a model which is used to predict the moves that leads to victory. And it also analyzes the relation between the moves and the results. Then it adapts. In other words, it is doing the machine learning. On the contrary, AI in League of Legends haven't gone so far. Not only because the map in-game is complex, but also it needs to take jungle areas into account. It also lacks the ability to understand what happened when the enemies disappeared from the lane. It could be the enemies going back to base, and the enemies going somewhere else, or is preparing to engage a fight in other lanes. Besides, it cannot decide which enemy is more dangerous. For example, a full health hero with all spells ready, or a low health hero with a limited equipment. Although there are still a lot to improve, we can obviously learn from the AI tactical analysis in-game and apply the design to the real world. So that's mainly the speech today. If you have any questions or seek opportunities of further partnership, please email here. And thank you for your listening.
Thank you very much, Professor Anderson. Thank you for your wonderful speech. Now, let's have a 5-minute break. But I have to say that there are more excellent speeches afterwards, so just please do come back in 5 minutes break, okay? I'll see you soon.
就放在这儿呗，可以的。先这样暂停。这个暂停是吧？哎，这个暂停。